Hey, good night there, my fellow subscribers, my fellow people. Welcome to another video. Tonight, like I said it again on the Bismarck one, tonight I have a very, very good game for you guys on the Tier 8 Premium Battleship, the USS Wisconsin. Oh boy, was this a match to remember. And also a good one for learning. For all of you watching this video, this is going to be a learning video, obviously. But aside from that, I want to say a huge thank you guys for the amount of support showed over the last couple weeks on the Grabs Apple video, and as well as the Bismarck video. I see a lot. I see that people liked it, and other videos as well, which is incredible. I wasn't expecting them to be liking. Not expecting that, but as always, stuff happens, and you face against those surprises. It's incredible, you know. I like life. I enjoy it. Also, don't forget before we start, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot. And link in the description below. You guys are gonna have the United Americas Fleet, aka my fleet. If you guys want to join that and have fun together, hit me a DM, and I'll make sure to respond with pleasure. And on to the match, right? That's exactly what you're here for. The match. And now, what do you mean the middle equals dominance? It's a question that often, as a competitive view, I get a lot. The middle equals dominance. That is what I often get told. But sometimes people disagree. And I will politely say that I don't agree. Okay? I I don't agree with you saying, oh, you're gonna die if you go in the middle. That is not true, okay? And I'm gonna showcase that in this match. Right off the bat, I start shooting at the Ibuki Black, and I mean this Ibuki definitely zero awareness whatsoever. And I start for 4K, but he gets absolutely yeeted out of existence with the HP. His HP is completely gone, like it should be, for charging in a Japanese cruiser. Again, a Japanese cruiser, man. You're supposed to play those things at range, okay? Not at some close quarter combat expertise. Like, hello, that that is just right down bad, okay? Right down bad, I swear. The Sweefen here comes next into view, and look, this salvo, man. This salvo looks perfect, but yeah, I was slamming my controller. I swear. I was slamming my controller the moment I saw overpen on a Schlieffen, dude. Overpenning a Schlieffen has to be embarrassing. And I mean really embarrassing. To the point that I don't even want to discuss about it. Okay? I just don't feel like discussing. I don't want to talk about it. And also, in this match, my controller was having stick drift. So I'm not gonna have the best of aiming. So I'm gonna rely heavily on my thumb, keeping the stick in place, keeping the stick in place, by the way, and most important of it all, relying on auto aim, which is not something I should do. And relying on auto aim isn't always accurate, but it gets the job done, I guess. It gets the job done. Now, right here, I take a shot at the Musashi, and I mean, this Musashi is as broadside as you'll ever be. Come on, give me those shots. There we go. Good chunk onto him. No sit, but good chunk onto him. Good chunk onto him. And he gets absolutely demolished by the Dutch cruiser over there. Absolutely demolished. Now, this Dutch cruiser, I will give credit where credit is given. This guy, had it not been for him, we would have not won this game. And also for me. Quite literally for being able to, because they were keeping this Musashi spotted, and I was shooting at him all the time. So also wait for it. Bow! That shot, amazing. Accuracy delivers. Accuracy shows. That is amazing. And I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, that was a nice juicy shot. Incredible shot. Amazing at all. Now I keep shooting at this Musashi eventually. Not much to say, but I want to take a step back here as I kill this Musashi, as I harass the hell out of it. I want to keep one thing. Going down the middle doesn't always mean death. Sure, depends on what we're talking here. For example, if it's on a Two Brothers map, going down the middle is a 50-50. That is no discussion. It's a 50-50 going down the middle. But if we're talking about using the middle as a strategic point, you get maps like Loop, Mountain Range, Trap. Those maps have a middle spot that is perfect for domination. And what I mean by domination, I mean by creating constant crossfires. If you manage to position the team correctly, like what happens in this clip, in this entire match, actually, I am positioned in such a way that allows me to keep firing at the Musashi. And this is something that people just don't seem to do. Like, for some reason, you just don't see it. Every time you load up in a match, every time you load up in one of those, you don't see your team doing what they're supposed to do. And it frustrates me, okay? It's frustrating, we've all been there, but it's frustrating, okay? Now, I pushed down mid having the idea of pushing them, the Grizz over there, pushing them to their deaths, obviously, because I wanted to flank them from behind. And here's the thing. Remember that rooster. I want you guys to remember that rooster, okay? Just remember that for later. Remember that for later, okay? Just keep it in mind. Rooster, American Cruiser. Keep that guy in mind, okay? As I continue down this path, he blind fires me. Also, good blind fire. Not gonna lie, that was a tremendously good blind fire, and it puts me in an instant fire that I don't put out. I don't put out a single fire because putting out a single fire is a bad idea. Let alone with a short in the vicinity, which is a Minigumo, and I don't want to take my chances to having a flood. I get lit in the second fire, and I'm like, yeah, might as well shut down this second fire. And right here, this should have been a citadel. This should have very well been a citadel. Look at that. No sits. Almost fully broadside Napoli, not a single citadel. Wargaming. And that's not the only moment. Because, like I said, I aimed at where I thought was the waterline. But again, having to battle against my joystick with stick drift? Hell no. And right here, again, broadside. Look at that. Broadside is broadside as ever be. It's even on the waterline. One of my turrets isn't clear, though. I think it's the second forward turret that doesn't clear. Still, no Sid. Hello. Hello, Wargaming. Also, kind of my fault for having this controller messed up. My fault. My fault. Now, oh, look, man. This is probably like, I remember this very well. This Henry IV and this Napoli are going to deal with the most disgusting of American bias that you're gonna see. Quite literally. Not only does he end up getting slapped by the Alaska, I think it's in Alaska. I'm gonna check. Yeah, it's in Alaska. He ends up getting completely slapped by the Alaska, which is no Puerto Rico. Sorry, Alaska, Puerto Rico, same thing. Same hole, same guns. Okay. Uh, this Puerto Rico actually slaps him low enough. Again, those torpedoes. I'm gonna take one, but I don't care pretty much. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. At this point, I was like, we're down. Something has to be done, or we lose. Something has to be done, or we are losing this game. Something has to be done. It is at this point that I'm like, yeah, maybe is a good idea to start going balls deep, or as I like to call it, going in a little bit of a fun time with the Napoli and the Henry IV. I take a shot at the Napoli, expecting to kill it. I don't kill it instantly, but I do pop up the reload booster just in time for an important thing. When you're doing a drive-by, unselect your targets. Unselect them. And you get this result. I'm not kidding you. Unselect your targets. And I'm turning here expecting the Napoli to torp me, which he actually ends up doing. He actually does end up torping me quite early. I'm going to say that quite early. I do take one, but I couldn't care less. And I know he's going to torp me again. I know he's going to torp me again. I'm turning in, already anticipating the torpedoes. I slow down, actually, knowing that he has two sets. I slow down, and he horrendously misses his torpedoes. Horrendously missing the torpedoes on a battleship. Brother, aim better, okay? You can aim better. And right here, this Napoli is just broadside as hell, broadside as crap as it will ever be. And I'm just gonna say something silly-nilly. Bye-bye. Sub there and you back to board. Now, I want you to understand something here. I want you to understand something. Remember that I said to keep this rooster in your head. That is because I read him like an open book. This rooster, I knew the exact same gap that he was going to take. And this gap right here, I knew for a fact that if I wanted to keep this guy broadside for as long as possible, I would have to go down this path. And that is exactly what he ends up doing. That is exactly what he ends up doing. I notice my real booster is still on cooldown. The moment I reach the islands here, the reason why I didn't want it to go wide was because if I went wide, I would have lost the opportunity. Yes, I would have lost the opportunity. I don't know how low he's at. I don't know. But one thing is for sure. I wanted to guarantee a kill. Because this guy we're even in points. We're so close in points. All that this guy needs to do is to not screw up, get into the middle cap it, and we are as good as dead. And the match will end up in a loss. But this guy is not exactly the smartest, because he was anticipating me when I was he was anticipating me to come from below. That is what he was anticipating, from me coming from below. That is exactly what he was anticipating. He was not anticipating me to come from this side. Which, again, I read him like an open book. I knew he was going to do that. I knew very well that he, in his mind, was going to do that. And right here, I am already getting ready. I already know that this guy's broadside as he will ever be, because he's turning out. He's starting out. And just look at this. He's going to get spotted. 3, 2, 1. There he is. He's broadside as I predicted. He's broadside as he will ever be. And again, my real booster is right there to clutch me. And I'm sorry, dude. You just accept your fate here. He actually accepts his fate, which I gladly will take that. And say goodnight. Boom. Citadel. 4 kills, gentlemen. 4 kills. And this is game. Game over, red team. Game over. Look at that leaderboard. Amazing results. And just letting you know, guys, going down mid doesn't always mean death. If you control the middle, if you position yourself, if you know what you're doing, the middle spot becomes the best winning condition. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Subscribe to my channel, please. I'm trying to become a content creator for this game. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video, which is the GK one. See ya!